Unwritten rules aren't just happy, feel good things. They can even be impacting your KPIs. Literally. Once I was working with a client and we were working on an assessment for how their supervisor should be evaluating their employees. And I asked about what are the KPIs for these employees? Like, what are their supervisors holding them to? And they were like, yeah, well, that was recently added to their performance evaluation, but we don't know that they know what that means. Or they all seem to have different ideas of what that means. And I was like, okay, so we need to have a workshop or an update on what a KPI is and what we're expecting them to do. Because one, if you hold people to it in performance, it needs to be within their control. They need to know what it is. And that includes contextual performance, the things that aren't in the job description. That's why I think being transparent about unwritten rules is so important. But this can be tricky because with a lot of work cultures, or even just society's culture, to be honest, people are so afraid to say they don't know something or say something wrong, so they don't say anything. Just look in the TikTok comments of any videos and you'll see people attacking each other for minute things, or even commenting on experts' videos with either saying the same thing or negligible differences. And so people just stay quiet out of fear. And then the problem keeps perpetuating of like what my client had of they didn't even know what the KPIs were, how they were being measured, and if there were any differences across supervisors. So I did a workshop educating them on KPIs and facilitated them coming up with KPIs for their teams, but I opened it with a word cloud where they could anonymously say what they thought KPIs were so we could all see the confusion without pointing any fingers. And it went really well. And they were able to develop good KPIs and move forward. But when I tell people that story, and I'm like, yeah, because, people can use different terms to refer to KPIs, use KPIs to refer to different things. I very frequently get a high on your horse definition. Oh my God, they didn't know what KPIs were. And they tell me something. And I'm like, okay, so that's one of them, and I'm sure I'm going to get this in the comments too. But look how much of a problem this is. This was just a quick Google, and this popped up. Look, she used a word cloud too. She talks about 3 different definitions of KPI by different esteemed authors in the field. This organization, Mental Floss, did a study on asking people what business terms confuse them the most, acronyms specifically, and look what came in number 1. And even look at this list, I'm like, okay, how do people not know number 4 or number 2? But you know what? It's none of my business judging. It's only my business to be clear. Make sure your employees know what you're asking for. It is in your best interest that they have clarity. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful and you want to learn more, join my school linked in my bio. It's where I do all of my courses and I have weekly group coaching. If you want to ask me about your situation one-on-one, you can book some time on my calendar. The first 20 minutes are free and one-on-one coaching is available for purchase. But if you want to test the waters first, I recommend joining my Thursday call in my school community where you can learn from other people, network, and ask me questions live. Leave a comment if you'd like to see a video about a particular topic or a course in my school.